just too many sacks. Didn't throw the ball great. Not a good average yards per play. Held the ball a lot longer than they did. It's not very clean. All right.
What did you think when you on that fourth down here when the punt team's not coming out and they're putting it in your hands?
Just thought, gotta go execute. I appreciate Coach DeVore and Coach Grubb for giving us the green light. We have tons of confidence in our guys, and big time players make big time plays in big time games. Latia Brooks is a big time player. As a freshman, like that dude's unreal. His work ethic, the way he plays. I mean, he might be 5'11", but he plays like he's 6'5". So hats off to him, man. Like, what a great player, great play.
What did you see on that play?
Yeah, they, of course, everybody knows the 2 weeks to prepare, right? But the coverage, they played two-man, and they hadn't really shown two-man except on 2-minute special situations, right? Once we shift, and I kind of knew, all right, what the defensive, coverage was, and then I knew, they were going to be in trail, and so, the pylon did a great job of clearing it out right. Latia Brooks made a good move, good route, and get open, and I just put it where he could, try to catch it, man. Like I said, he's a big time player.
How crucial was it for the offense today to extend drives, keep the ball out of their hands?
Yeah, it was very crucial. I thought we did a good job in the first half, but a terrible job in the second half. I told the guys in there, I got after, and I was just like, we got to be better, and it starts with me. I can't come out, in the second half, right, and fumble it, first play, and then they score. Like that game shouldn't have been, it should have been put away a long time ago. That's disappointing on my part. We're such a good offense, but we just got to be better in the second half, right? Like we had a lot of things going in the first, and we just got to put it away.
Ty, there was some clear frustration on the sideline, like after certain plays. What does it take, or how do you mentally approach regrouping after something that may not go your way?
Yeah, it just got to go 1-0, right? That's our motto. Every new drive, every new play is a different play. You can't dwell on the past, right? Like I missed a lot of throws, missed a lot of lot of protection checks, picked up some protection checks, made some throws, right? But you just got to keep playing, right? This team is such a tough team, and all we do is fight. 3 top 25 team games, and they all come down to literally the wire, right? Like that's hard to do. Like SEC is pretty much like a pro schedule. A lot of good players, a lot of good teams, and we just got to keep fighting every week. But we got to get better. We got to go in tomorrow. We got to clean some things up because we play a good team next week.
And then another potential top 15 matchup too.
Yep.
Is that just life at Alabama?
That's why we came here. That's why I stayed. Life in the SEC. And I told them, right, like, good, that's what we want. That's what we came here for. It's going to make us better in the long run. But we can't play like we did. We got to play a lot cleaner.
You grew up in the state of Tennessee too. So what does that game mean to you?
Yeah, it of course, like growing up, right. Big knew about Tennessee and Big Orange, right. But I don't want to say it's personal by any means, right? Like it's just another game. I'm not going to make it bigger than what it is, right? This is a really good team coming in here, really good defense, really good offense, right? So we know what happened last year, but it's just like the Vanderbilt week, right? We're not going to make it about last year. It's going to be about this year, right? We need to take care of what we need to do. We need to get better. We need to evaluate ourselves, right? Because we didn't play clean. I mean, it's point blank. So we got to get better, and I gotta make some adjustments because I didn't play well at all either.
What do you think it means for you guys when you get a couple of guys go down with injury, including Jam, and then Ryan Williams obviously being limited, but to still be able to make the big plays you guys really
I got big guys step up. You know what I mean? Like we got a lot of depth in a lot of positions, right? And we're a good team. And really, really proud of those guys, right? Like Michael Carroll, Will Sanders, Latsier, Wilkin, Formby, Rico Scott, like guys like that, step up and make big time plays. Derek Manos, I know he got hurt, right? But he makes that catch a lot. So just really, really proud of those guys, and we're going to need them next week.
What were you thinking as you're putting down here and they're taking the field and the game's kind of out of your hands at that point?
Yeah, one, right, like it's all up to God, you know what I mean? I prayed a little bit, just told him, just like whatever happens, happens. But, I have a ton of confidence in our defense. they bailed us out on a lot. You know, that's a good offense. That's, you know, that back is the real deal, man. You know, and the quarterback Bo, like, he can run around. Like, you know, they got some good players on that team. So, you know, hats off to the defense. They got us out of a lot of. Bailed us out a lot, man. Dijon Lee came up big. You know, Bray Hubbard came up big, two turnovers. But we got to help them out, right? Like, I mean, that's a good offense. Had the number one, you know, rushing offense in the country, right? And held them under 150 yards, like something like that. Like, that's impressive.
Last two for Ty.
You mentioned Bray Hubbard just now. Just what would you see from his game? I mean, he let up a touchdown, he missed a tackle, and then he had 2 big plays later on. Just what did you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, like, dude keeps playing. Dude's a baller. Like, you know, you're going to dwell. That's a tough team. Like, stuff's going to happen. It's a heavyweight fight each week. You know, bring some punches. Like, that's a good offense. So, you know, you got to keep playing. You got to trust me in the offense that we're going to go make a play. And I got to trust the defense, make sure they're going to go make a play. It's just how football is.
Ty, you guys talk about being unbreakable. What was the most maybe unbreakable moment today that you saw for your teammates?
The 4th down. You know, like, nobody flinched whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we knew it was 2-man. They were bringing a bunch of pressure off the edge. You know, tackles anchored down. Parker in the interior made sure that we were going to get this ball off. And Lester Book made a good play. And then, you know, even though they went down and got a field goal right, that pick on 3rd down to, you know, pretty much seal the game. Like, that's what Alabama football is, right? We're going to keep punching. We're going to make sure that, you know, that we play together and we're always one, because I got their back and we got each other's back.
Thanks,
so,
everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.